All right, hello. Sorry if I don't have a voice. Does everyone have a microphone?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I am so excited to moderate this panel, and it's all about transformation. I'm the founder of Totsadal, and I had worked for Disney for almost 15 years. So I know all about transformations and how difficult it is. So super excited to invite everyone here. But first of all, I just want to introduce everyone a little bit. First, we have Grace. Oh my God, she's so amazing. She's an entrepreneur of 2 companies, one in Switzerland, one in Taiwan. One of the startups created a pancreatic cancer treatment that is still on the market today. And with that, she has also received the honor as the first and only female laureate among the 59 laureates in Taiwan Industrial Technology Research Institute. So in Chinese, if everyone knows, it's ITRI 工业技术研究院 during the last 12 years. So it is amazing. So everyone give her a big applause. She deserves more than that. Come on, everyone, big applause. All right, next we have Min from Dentsu. Her team in Taiwan has received numerous accolades in breaking all the boundaries in media and ad agency space with brand servicing and providing end-to-end solutions, which is absolutely amazing. So let's welcome Min really fast. And then we've got Sunny, who is the CEO of ASUS Metaverse. Who has heard of ASUS Metaverse? Anyone raise your hands? All right, there's a couple people out there, that's awesome. So I'm gonna have her share more with you in a second, but Sunny has spent most of her career at ASUS leading innovative projects, which takes us to the future from 3D sensors, quantum, cloud mining services, NFT marketplaces, AI, and more. So again, let's give all 3 of these ladies a big round of applause for being here. So even though I introduced these ladies, I'd like them to each quickly give a quick introduction and a little bit of more of a background about themselves and their companies. So let's start with you, Grace.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. This is the last session of the week. I'm Grace Ye. I'm the chairman and the CEO of my second company called Onward Therapeutics. So I have a very international career in US, Europe, and Taiwan. And last 4 years, I've been working on my second startup. And this is a company headquartered in Switzerland. I also have a wholly owned subsidiary in Paris, France, and Taipei. So it's, I'm very glad to be here, and thanks for the organizer for inviting me. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for staying to this panel, the last panel. So I am Min, business director from Dentsu. I think, you know, throughout all the brands, all the enterprise over this week, we are probably the oldest company you can find. We're 122 years old today, 2023, yep. And then, you know, so talking about transformation from a company that started in 1901, we have a lot of stories to say. And then we're still one of the biggest advertising company in Japan. And in Taiwan, we actually own like 40% of the media share. So probably all the billboards, everything you see on Facebook, we kind of are part of it. So happy to be here today and really honored to be right in middle of 2 CEOs. Yep, Sunny, please.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Sunny, and I'm the CEO of the ASUS Metaverse. And as you know, that the ASUS Metaverse is established in last Q3. And the purpose that we set up this company is that we want to declare the commitment that we focus on the Web3. Even like for all of you guys, this target audience, Generation Z and Generation Alpha. So we want to focus it, so that's the purpose we established company. And it's my pleasure to be here to share with you guys and share with the so excellent, amazing ladies. Yeah.
Thank you, ladies. So I'm going to start with Grace with the first question. And I know today we're talking about corporate transformation, but me and Grace were talking. So my question for you, Grace, is what's the biggest transformation you've seen within biotech since, you've now have 2 startups? So for the entire industry, what do you think is the biggest transformation?
Thank you. I think there are 3 major transformations in this drug development industry. First, as you know, that many drugs are small molecule drugs in the past maybe 100 years. But now, during the last 20 years, it has evolved, from small molecules to more complex protein drugs, peptides, or even now cells. So we have to deal with more complicated structures and their activities to drive to the next generation of new drugs. Hopefully, these drugs have less side effects and more efficacious activities. The second one is, I think, because the advance of the science, so we now have many more small startups, and most company claims that they have an innovative technology, but you need to transform or convert your technology platform into real products, because that's what the market will value your company for. The third one is also within the pharma industry. Now you can see, every day that they are, decreasing their own drug discovery efforts. Then they're more and more reliant on the biotechs to come up with the innovative ideas. But I think still they are very good at the late stage development, clinical trials, and also, most importantly, the commercialization. So I think you can see it's a evolving process that makes, now I think is in the next 10 years, you will see the more complex drugs will dominate our marketplace. Thank you.
Yeah. What do you think for you, Grace, has been one of the biggest challenges for you within all the transformations for biotech?
Yes, I think the biggest challenge is that when you decide to work on these more complex drugs, you need bigger funding because the barrier for entry is a lot. From a small molecule point of view, maybe when you make a batch of drugs for your clinical trial, perhaps 1 or 2 million or 3 or something. But, when you want to embark into biologics, you start with 10 million. And if you don't have that, basically you cannot jump the hoop. So I think this rely on how you can raise money. In this, I have experienced now twice, in those 2 startups. Once you have good funding, then you can really do things properly. Otherwise, you have to do shortcuts. So I think for me, fortunately, this is my second company because the first one was very successful. I built a company to a over $1 billion company. So the previous investors, they have a lot of confidence. And so I raised a really sufficient amount of funding for us to start a new company. And I think this is the biggest challenge. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace. So next, my question for you men, with Dentsu being around for 122 years, we were just joking. I was like, I think Dentsu's been around as long as Disney has, right? 100 years. And Min was like, actually, I think 122.
Yeah.
So with that, which is amazing, do you think technology is forcing your company to change, or do you think Dentsu has been leading that change in the technology, especially in your space?
A little political to say we didn't lead the change. Now, I would say that, speaking of 20 years, in terms of this 20 years, there's drastically a lot of change in the whole digital landscape of how advertising and media has been. A lot of people probably have experience, from newspaper all the way radio, all this kind of different ads to the digital landscape. I think it goes both ways. A lot of time, digital advertising itself has become, is set to become a consumer-led kind of movement. But all these consumers, they are, disrupted by all these different TikToks, Facebook, all these kind of things coming out. And then we, as the agency, become someone that was given the rules by different platforms saying that, oh, you got to do a YouTube 6 seconds bumper that works. You got to make carousels on Facebook that works. So we, in a way, all these platforms, all this new technology really changed the way we operate in terms of how we do different kind of creatives, how we talk about modern creativity, how we do media kind of in a lot more complex kind of media planning kind of industry right now. But at the same time, leading change itself will say that ideas and creativity itself is definitely the core business of an advertising agency like us. So that part, definitely, we have been leading in a lot of ways of how we do storytellings for consumers. But in terms of being data-driven, being innovative, being looking at the different kind of mediums to tell the story, technology has pushed us quite a bit. So even we changed our statement from more like tech-enabled to this year AI-powered. A lot of clients are coming this year with generative AI campaigns, and for the last few years it was more of NFT campaigns. How do we use NFT to do memberships, CRM, or do we want to just a campaign for one-time kind of promo or one-time kind of kickoff? So definitely, technology has been part of what we say that we used to be a soft skill business of accounts and creatives, but nowadays it's really, we need to get all these tech people in. We need to evolve ourselves. We need to look at, how we can be more tech enabled. Yeah.
That's amazing. And, I remember when we first met, we were talking, I loved one of your stories about delivering solutions to your customers. I think we talked a little bit about Food Panda. Can you share that story with the audience?
Whoa.
I can't remember if it was food.
Whoa. Oh. So we do have a lot of global clients, and over the past 10 years, we would say that a lot of our clients, be like Food Panda, Uber, or because platform kind of clients is something quite tricky and quite interesting for us, because when we look at traditional kind of servicing a client come to us, maybe ASUS come to us and say, oh, do an ad for us, and then put it on different kind of mediums, and then try to make the performance work, use programmatics to do different kind of reach to different audiences. But then one day, a lot of our clients become platforms, and they become the media. They were like, oh, there's so many people coming to us. We are Uber. Everyone clicks onto Uber Eats. Everyone clicks onto Panda. And then so we have the traffic. Why not you sell the ad space for us? And we're like, wow. So we help you to do your ads, but at the same time, we are also looking at selling your ad spaces. So that's something quite interesting. It's constantly evolving in terms of what agency role is, what kind, with our clients evolving and pushing us ahead, saying that, hey, it's not just the KOLs, it's not just all these traditional TV stations, all this, dominating kind of meta platforms, but we can be a platform too. We can have our own KOL people to represent as well. How do we package that? How do we simplify this and make sure that our client also, makes the best out of themselves?
Yeah, I thought that story was so interesting because it just shows you how people all of a sudden turn it around on you. But you guys seem to do a very, very good job with that. Thank you so much. Sorry for catching you off guard. Well, Sunny, for you, ASUS is known globally for hardware. And I remember when I first met Sunny, I was like, you guys are doing metaverse? Wait, what? And NFT marketplaces? Tell me more. So before you guys even got to ASUS Metaverse, what has this transformation been at ASUS and how long has it been?
Well, actually, ASUS is really famous for the hardware in the past, but we changed from the some of other perspectives. The first is the DNA. That's the DNA because there are 8,000 employees in Taiwan of ASUS, and we have the 4,000 people is RD, and half of them are software RDs. So you can think that the DNA has changed. And also, our slogan from the past, rock solid, hard touching. The Chinese is 华硕品质坚若磐石. And now is incredible in search of incredible 追求无与伦比. And the newest one is inspiring innovation, persistent perfection. 精彩创新完美品质. So from the slogan change, you can see that we just changed our DNA. And also, it reflects to our just product offering. Like in the past, we offer the hardware like a motherboard, graphics card, display, and others. But now, we even can also offer the cloud-based service, medical AI, or even we go to the Web3 field, like we offer the NFT marketplace, do the platform, and do the service, and also maintain the database. So that's all reflect the transform of the ASUS. Yeah.
Hello. Oh, there we go. And, you know, one of the questions I had was, how has, like, with all this transformation, I think when we talked about it, even from ASUS being a hardware and moving into all these spaces, I remember you shared with me a little bit of the roadmap. Can you share it with our audience today?
Okay. Actually, in ASUS, just like what I mentioned, that we just change our minds and we change our DNA. So in 2018, actually, it's our first time to offer the quantum cloud-based service. We call it quantum cloud mining. And that application is that for normal person when they have a graphics card and they can easily to mine and withdraw easily, and they don't have to consider the complicated KYC process and also consider what is a good timing to exchange the cryptocurrency. So that's at that moment we think that the Web3 market is so active and so potential. Even at now, there are very few percentage of people join the Web3, but I think we still keep optimistic. So that's why we are here, and that's why we keep just doing the foundation, even at the bear markets. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. So next, I'm gonna go back to you, Grace. How do you think I think we talked about challenges, right? But how else do you think the biotech industry needs to evolve going forward?
I think there's three areas. The first one is really we need to have more collaboration because they're established pharmas, but there are so many mid-sized or even small-sized companies. We need to have collaboration and consolidation. To make them more competitive. So this I mean not only in Taiwan, but everywhere in the world. The second one is the funding. We need to have more, I will not say just government, but private funding. I think during the COVID-19, it really has a huge impact. Because people really hesitate to invest. I think one area is exception is the vaccine area. But now I hope that COVID is gone and we can use what we learned during this time and continue to promote healthcare because as you know, now we can live longer and longer, but also more and more people because of the age, you will get, cancer or even Alzheimer's disease because, you have to cope with the aging process. So I think there needs to be more investment in this area. And the last one, I think that there should be cross-border collaboration I can see many useful and good technology in Taiwan, but usually they stop at certain steps because lack of funding or even, I think, not just the funding, but also I think the bigger view about where our industry is going and how you can, take to be more competitive. So this is how I think the healthcare would do. But I also hope, I'm very optimistic with the advances in other industries. For example, the AI area, and maybe we can talk about this further later.
Thank you.